The Twins have new uniforms. Brad, pull up the graphic.
Got it for you right here.
We got to talk about these uniforms. Okay. So let's just get this out of the way. Not much changed. Okay. I feel better. They've gone away completely with the red uniforms, the red top. That's gone. That alternate
Which is a travesty because those are amazing.
100% agree with you. They've stuck with the scripted text, which they've had for a long, long time, with the underline. But the underline is not connected to the S as a tail. I thought that was an interesting design choice. Their main home uniform whites, it says Twins across the front in red. Lower left of the chest is the number in navy. And then there's that line across the middle on that angle that we all love because that is a terrific angle.
And the big change with the script there is the color, because that used to be blue with a red outline. And now it's just red. There's no outline. There's no accent to it. It's just straight up like somebody ironed on red fabric.
Correct.
Onto the uniform there.
Yeah. Now, so I think it's clean. I like right. that it's clean. I don't think it's innovative at all, but it's your home whites. You don't want to break the bank on design on your home whites. That's not what that's for. So you move over to this cream color that they have all the way off to the right-hand side, which is cream and navy, and that's it. To me, this is the winner of the whole chicken dinner here. This one is so cool. It's got a very retro feel. It says Twin Cities across the front. Lower left-hand quadrant, you've got your number. It's got a really cool Minneapolis St. Paul flag cross on the left sleeve over a solid band of color. To me, this is an absolutely terrific display of what's possible just in the uniforms. If you're going to go with a clean design, that's a great way to go. I think they missed the boat, though, on the alternate home uniform. They've gone with...
Hold on. Let me go to Twin Cities real quick because I love that a lot. I like the way that it looks. I like the cream. The Twin Cities is really crisp and clean. And the hats are cool. Just the navy blue with I can't tell if that's silver or white with the TC on top.
Yep.
But I need red somewhere in there. I don't know if I need red numbers. I don't know if I need a red outline around Twin Cities or what, but I need red somewhere on that uniform because it is just straight up like cream and navy. And I just need a red accent somewhere. Even if it's just like the red Nike logo or the red stripe on the sleeve, I don't care. I need red somewhere. It's just too much. It's just too much of just the two colors.
It is very monochrome. It feels like black and white TV, which is what I'm sure they're going for. Right. And that's what I like about it. I could see that. I could see the flags or the swoosh being done in red. That would have been a terrific addition and would not have taken away terribly from what they've achieved here, which I do still think is an achievement. But the alternate uniform that, quite frankly, looks like a batting practice uniform. It's blue. It says Minnesota across the front in white. It's got the old school TC logo, which is their new school TC logo, which is the old logo, which is also the new logo. In red and white, and the swoosh is red, and then they're going to wear them on, it looks like white pants.
So the big difference, like I could tell there's a big difference with this and the pinstripe you're about to go to. They used to have that in cursive across the front, but now it's just block letters in the front, and it looks incomplete to me.
It does.
Like that's the big thing. That's the big takeaway of both of these is that I feel like the cursive, it looked really sharp and I don't know, more modern somehow than this does now. I don't know. It just seems a little too basic, and almost like they're going for the Wrigleyville. It might be the same font. I don't know.
Well, it's not quite the same font, and I want to talk about the font now because that's a great segue. The two uniforms that say Minnesota in block script across the chest is the away pinstripe uniform and this batting practice alternate weird thing we're looking at here. And
call it Friday Night Alternate.
There you go. Have you? I don't care what it's called. It's dumb. Have you ever seen there's a company called Minnetonka who makes mucklucks and what am I trying to say? Mucklucks, moccasins. Thank you. And this is the typeface they use on their packaging for their company.
Oh,
And
fascinating. I'm looking it up right now. Yes, it's very
the same.
similar.
It's almost exactly the same. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh, interesting. Is this like, are we going to almost culturally appropriate, but not like, we're not going to get in trouble for the tomahawk chop here, but we're also going to use this definitely, it looks like a Native American leaning, design style. And that's great. I think it's awesome. I just wonder if that had anything to do with it or if they even considered it. So the away uniforms, though, what do you think about this subtle pinstripe on that gray?
I like it a lot. When I played summer ball when I was 16, we had uniforms that were like that exact same style. It's just that they were red pins because
Oh, cool.
they were our red and grays. No, I like it a lot. I think it's great, and I think that they could actually get away with wearing that navy blue alternate top, like that Friday night alternate. They could wear it with that, and it would look good.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, on top of the gray pinstripe
So
pants.
I think that I think they did that intentionally. I think it'll look really, really good. I love the pinstripe. Again, not crazy about the font. I like the red number. I think it looks good with the red swoosh on the
Agreed.
shoulder. I love the pinstripes. I'm not crazy about the font. Like I said, that's like the only thing that takes away from it for me.
Yeah, it is a departure from what was right and now is wrong. I agree. Let's talk about the hats. So
Yes,
you brought
please.
up the hats on the cream colored uniform, which I agree is phenomenal. I mean, it's so good. It looks like as old school as it gets. There's an old school Cubs hat that looks like that. That's just great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the home uniform hat, which is exactly the same as it was before. I think the only
It's
difference
just
is
got that slight tweak to the T.
that's it. Yeah, the T is in that new typeface, that new font. That's somehow they've decided is better. And
Yeah.
and then the away uniform and the Friday night alternate that Brad has instructed us about, they have this odd. I don't know what this hat is. So it's the M in that weird typeface we've been talking about, but then they've got this. Is it a star?
It looks like the North Star kind of thing.
Yeah, the fact that I'm like, what is that, is relevant, I think, because we like uniforms a lot and we're pretty into the design thing. I think it looks stupid. I hate this
Yeah.
hat so much.
Yes, and you know what? It reminds me a lot of the old Miami Marlins M. Like that's what I thought of. That
Yeah,
was the very first thing I thought of as soon as I saw this. I was like, oh, that's like an old Marlins hat, and not like the new one where they have like almost like the wavy, right? The
right.
wavy
Yeah,
M.
yeah.
It was like that straight, like very
Blocky.
blocky M, and this is
Yeah,
exactly what that looks like to me.
it is. Yeah, it
It
is.
doesn't feel like there's any originality to it. It doesn't feel like there's anything new. It's new
Mm-mm.
to Minnesota, right? Because they got rid of
Sure.
that old M that they had. But as far as design goes, it's kind of like they were like, well, let's take that old Miami M and we'll use that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's what it feels like, and it's travesty. These are placeholder uniforms for me. They're going to take some of this and keep it, and they're going to move on in a handful of years and switch it up and do something else. All
You're
right.
probably right because they will switch stuff up every couple of years, even if it's subtle. Yeah, I think you're right. I think those hats
Yeah,
will probably be gone,
they're gone.
and they'll change up those alternates, like the road and the
Yeah,
alternate.
I agree.